Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel, whichever it is today, and it is Band-Maid time, and it is Band-Maid documentary time as well. Orange, whose documentaries I'm checking out here, awesome, by the way. These documentaries so far have been so great. I'm actually chatting with Orange in the Band-Maid Discord, and let me just say, I only joined the Band-Maid Discord last week. You guys are so awesome. Like, I'm not just saying that, the Maniacs and everything like that, you are so welcoming, so lovely, and that goes to the people on YouTube as well that have been checking out my Band-Maid reactions and everything for a while. You guys are so welcoming and so passionate about this incredibly talented band. So thank you for that, and I mean that. Thank you for that. Now, I will say, I know we're checking out here. You guys know by the thumbnail. I've never said her name out loud. Of course, I've read it a few times in comments and stuff like that. It's going to be told to me, the pronunciation early on, but Akane, I don't know. I'm gonna be corrected relatively shortly, which is great. But I'll give my thoughts on her at the end. But I'll just say that she's a drummer, all right. Let me tell you that right now. So anyway, let's find out. These documentaries are great. I've been having a blast with these. Let's check out Akane. I think. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing. I love that logo, by the way.
What the hell is this? Ooh, that was way too loud. Sorry about that. All right, who is the next one? Let's see here. Oh, but she was the one.
Was that right?
Wait, she's also a DJ?
Look at her go.
Really? Okay then, let's talk about Akane.
Yes. I'm proud. I never get pronunciations right first time.
December 14th. In Hyogo, a prefecture very close to Osaka. She lived with her mother, her stepfather, and for a short period of time, with her stepbrother, who is 11 years older. During her youngest years, Akane was very unsociable and the one to do whatever she wanted, like leaving kindergarten to go home or not participating in games and activities.
Wow, I find that very surprising with her energy on stage.
She likes to say while laughing, a real problem child. Note that in Japan, children go to school and come back home on their own very early, sometimes at 3 or 4. Over the years, she became more and more friendly and discovered that talking to other people wasn't that bad after all.
I was going to say, yeah, she comes across very...
During her school years, she loved home economics and art, but hated studying. She was also bad at physical activities. Who would have thought? Being a huge fan of manga, Akane was easily influenced by the Prince of Tennis or Slam Dunk to try different sports, but soon realized that her motivation was gone pretty quickly. She's the kind of person who wants to try everything that could interest her, but nothing lasted very long.
I was very much like that when I was a teenager.
And this is something that we've seen in Saiki and Konami's childhood. Akane has loved music since she was very little. For her, it started with piano in kindergarten and lasted a few years before she stopped because the joy wasn't there anymore. Although, she can still play some songs on the piano, even today.
Great song, Alicia Keys. By the way, guys, I should have said, I'm not a pauser, which is why my focus is... So if you have not seen the original, please anyway, check out the original link. Go support Orange. So that was beautiful, by the way.
She
It's a beautiful
continued
song.
for 5 years with trombone, but it wasn't something she saw herself pursuing. At the end of her trombonist career, she realized that a lot of her friends joined bands, so she went to a lot of live performances and music festivals with them. That's how the idea of being in a band started to grow in Akane's head. So she joined the K-On! Club to form a band. To get an idea of what it was like, you can watch the anime K-On! Akane started with the guitar, but soon realized that her hands were too small to play, and it was impossible for her to continue. The bass was off the table too, as you can imagine, and she's no singer, at least according to her, so
Misa.
what's left? Yes, drums. And once Akane tried a drum kit, she felt that was it.
She's amazing. I love, yeah, she always seems to be smiling when she's playing as well. It's great to see that.
While learning drums, she started to listen to rock bands like El Garden and Bump of Chicken to end up making covers of their songs. She also learned about the band Maximum the Hormone and their female drummer, Now.
I was going to say,
Akane was
that's
stunned
familiar.
to discover that the drummer of this hard rockin' band was not a man. This was the kind of drummer she wanted to become, so she kept this picture of a strong female drummer in her mind as a role model. It was, and still is, important to Akane to have an impact on anyone who thinks that a female drummer can only play soft and not
Wow,
hard.
that's awesome.
With this image in mind, she practiced
I
every
love
week
that.
at her school, the only place that had a drum kit available, as she didn't own one. The other problem was that she was alone in her club, so she could only practice by herself. By the end of her second year, she wanted to do a graduation live performance, so she gathered some of her friends from her old symphonic band days and performed a copy of the group Pez, a Japanese instrumental band consisting of a trumpet, a saxophone, a double bass, a keyboard vocalist,
Jazz,
and of course, drums.
jazz
You might
instruments.
be surprised to learn that Akane wanted to work as a hairdresser after graduation. But as she started drums and was 100% committed to improve her playing skills, she completely changed her mind and instead wanted to enroll in a music school. Against the will of her teacher, but with the support of her parents, Akane went to the Tokyo School of Music for 2 years to follow her passion. She was surrounded by talented musicians who wanted to become professional. Even though she was just a beginner in her class, she worked very hard and played every day to catch up with the other students. It was during those years that she joined a band who did a combined live show with another band featuring the one and only Konami. She immediately acknowledged how good Konami was with the guitar and wanted to know more about her. It turned out that they lived very close from each other, so they quickly became friends. Konami used to ask Akane to play drums on her demos.
The song in the back
before
sounds
sending them to
unreal, by the way,
record
guys.
Unfortunately, Akane's band didn't stay together very long, and she was back to square one. But Akane was resourceful, so she started a part-time job as a waitress in a music restaurant in Yokohama.
Oh, wow.
She could watch live performances and sometimes have a sit behind the kit to play when the restaurant closed for the day. She told the manager that she plays drums, so he asked if she could play right now. And she did. Akane played Highway Star from Deep Purple, and the manager agreed to let her play. He even offered to train her. From that moment, Akane trained every day to improve her skills and become a better drummer. We are now in 2013, and Band-Maid is actively looking for 3 female musicians to join a rock band while wearing maid outfits. I say 3 because at this time, they weren't searching for a lead vocalist yet.
That's right, yeah.
Our little pigeon already recruited Konami, so the band was looking for a drummer and a bassist. As you can imagine, Konami talked to Akane about this opportunity. She trusted her with her demos, so why shouldn't she?
That's awesome.
At first, Konami
Things
mentioned
happen
the
for a
label
reason, you
and
know?
Akane was excited, until Konami revealed that they are recruiting for an all-girls band. In case you wonder, she hadn't even mentioned the part where they would all have to be dressed in maid outfits.
It's a running
Too
theme.
many bad experiences from all-girl bands, so she wasn't really thrilled about this idea.
Oh.
But the restaurant she was working at was about to close for good, so she took some time to think about it and finally decided to join Konami.
God, wow.
What about the maid outfit, you would ask?
Those decisions.
Well, she was reluctant at first, but how do you know that it's bad without even trying? After all, if Konami is already there, it'll be okay, right? so she was willing to give it a try anyway. Konami sent her some demos, and Akane found the music really cool right away. And the image of an all-girls band dressed like maids playing this kind of music was really interesting for her.
Incredibly
She
unique.
felt that her reluctance against all-girl bands and maid outfits was fading away as her motivation kept growing. Just a few months later, a 5-members acoustic band was created under the name Mochi to Cheese. What's the link with Akane, you could ask? Well, Akane and Konami
I was going to say
were
Konami's
both
there as
part of
well.
this side band with 3 members from the band Predia, an idol group formed in 2010 under the same agency as Band-Maid, Platinum Passport. They started to perform in the streets with acoustic covers and even performed live a few times over the 2 years of activity. The band also covered Forward, a song from Band-Maid. A single was released in September 2015, but only 2 months later, they sent their last tweet and posted their last entry in their blog. After that, we did not hear from Mochi to Cheese again. Their YouTube channel is still available, so you can at least watch a fraction of their performances.
Nice voices. God, it's surreal seeing
Let's get
Konami and,
back to Band-Maid.
and Akane in the back.
All those years of practice, Akane had a solid base of drumming to bring to the band, but she didn't have a lot of practice with the twin pedals on high bass.
Double bass, dude.
She did buy one when she was in high school, but she gave up pretty quickly, only to come back on it later and work as much as she could to try and master it. With Band-Maid,
Takes an insane
Akane
amount
had
of
to
skill.
use twin pedals for the first time with Thrill. A painful first experience
Dude.
for her, but the feedback was incredible. So the band members wanted to add more twin pedals in the next songs over the years.
Nice.
This is something that Akane wanted to do as well. But remember that from 2016, the songs are written by Konami. And Konami loves fast-paced rhythm.
速いのは一番速い BPM。
I think it's 225.
おうちには225ないない。
That's Dragon Force,
じゃあ
right? The Dragon Force
次
guitars.
225を目指します。
Usually, Konami songs are based at about 170 beats per minute. But Akane struggled to play the twin pedals over 130 beats per minute because of her lack of solid practice on twin pedaling. But she wouldn't be defeated that easily. Band-Maid is a hard rock band. They needed to be hard on their music, and Akane had to be able to play faster. So what do you think she did? She thought about how she moves her legs and found ways to improve her movements to be able to play faster. And what's the best way to do it? Practice, practice, practice. Muscle memory. Akane tried to move her legs every time and
Coordination
everywhere she could,
it
as if
takes
she
for
was
twin
playing the
pedals, guys, for double bass.
So her legs
Double bass
remembered
pedals.
those movements. She was also pushed by
I used to
Konami
play drums, by the way,
including
which
a
I'll-
lot of twin pedals in her songs.
I'll mention more
A
about
challenge that Akane couldn't refuse to face, as she is not the type to admit
After the dark
that
ends.
she can't keep up with a song. After a lot of work and thinking about her playstyle, Akane is now able to use twin pedals anytime, in any song.
Oh my god!
Did you know that Band-Maid performed with a man once? No. Do you want to know more about this story?
In a maid outfit?
It was in 2015, on December 4th to be exact, at the Shinjuku club Science, that Akane was replaced by a male drummer for a performance. Why, you might ask? Akane mentioned in an interview around that time that she just had an injury and she needed time to rest and heal. Don't worry, it wasn't a life or death situation, as Akane came to this performance disguised as a staff member to support her bandmates. She tweeted 2 months later with a photo of her holding a lot of drumsticks with messages written from fans from all over the world.
Oh, that's nice.
BAND-MAID has the best community of fans. Am I right?
What did I say at the beginning?
Now, I'm sure that many of you maniacs know that Akane likes to eat. A lot. She can eat 120 bowls of soba when on average, a man eats 70 bowls and a woman 50. Or even 30 plates at a kaiten sushi, a restaurant where plates
She must
of
have an
sushi are
insane
placed on
metabolism.
conveyor
I
belt
am
that
jealous.
winds through the restaurant and moves past every table, counter, and seat. And believe me when I tell you that 30 is a lot. She loves eating food so much that you can see her eating in a lot of the music videos. over the years. I'll bet she really
Band-Maid Go.
enjoyed filming though.
There is. That's what I was literally just thinking of. Although I don't talk about Band-Maid Go and Band-Maid because, you know, the rivalry.
Nippon,
Yeah.
And they played a game where Miku and Saiki had to guess her favorite food outside of Japan.
ご飯
ご飯
え、何米ってこと？
ご飯
米？
ピザ
主食の？
主食っていうの
メインの。
こ
ってりじゃないでしょきっと。
ってりじゃないねパエリアパエリアです
ね、勘で言ったら当たった。
あ、どうなの
At the creation of Band-Maid, Akane was designated as the leader as she appeared to be the most responsible. But now, every member has a different role equally important. And having a leader
that surprises
is
me,
not
actually.
relevant anymore. Akane is also famously known for goofing around every chance she gets. Even during live performances.
That was goofing around, or was that just amazing singing?
As the other band members
Did I hear that
try to
wrong?
make her laugh by pulling faces.
Oh, I've heard of this, yeah.
Sometimes it gives us some very special moments to watch.
I was literally just thinking of that, yeah. I've gone back to that video many times, guys.
And sometimes
Oh, such a song.
it just works too well.
Oh, it's worked?
Band-Maid is really putting on a show when it comes to live
Oh,
performances.
I
because
need to
these
see him
5
live, bruv.
American maids are really enjoying themselves, don't you think?
Badly.
All right, it's time to talk about Akane's drum style. But let's keep it simple, shall we? And as I didn't become a musician since our last video on Konami, I will let today's special guests talk to you about this very interesting subject. I don't know about you, but I can't wait to hear what they have to say about Akane. Let's go.
Band-Maid is a group of individuals that are just such heavy hitters on their instruments. When they come together, the overall sound of the ensemble is amazing. The rhythms, the harmonies, the quality of the vocals, the songwriting, the skill sets of how everything is woven together is a very amazing listening experience. I've only seen the videos, but from moment one, it had me hooked. Now, Akane's drumming is, when you see someone that is so fluid and relaxed and they're playing at such a high velocity and the demand is so great, the level of respect is top. It is top for me. So she has a way of laying back in the groove and just flowing so well, but a lot of the times these tempos are burning, like they're going fast, but she has this thing where it's like effortless mastery. She lays back, there's all these augmentations and interactions within the orchestration of the song with everybody else. Like there's always these complicated things happening, but when you watch her play, the legato, like it's smooth. It's like you don't really notice how difficult everything is. And for me, that's the major selling point.
That's
because
very
anytime
true.
something seems like smooth and easy, it's not. It's because the person is so good They've put in so many thousands
They
of
make it
hours
look
on the
easy, and
instruments,
yeah, it's
their
not. Yeah.
ability to have all that ensemble listening go on allows them to be that effortless mastery that I just brought up. I will never get tired of watching Akane play. I mean, to be just completely honest, it's inspirational, and it just makes me want to be a better musician.
Akane is a very impressive musician. For many reasons, one of them is her constant evolving. It's almost a rule among musicians to get to a certain level and then stop because that's good enough. But there's no such thing as good enough for Akane.
I love that t-shirt, by the way.
Constantly getting better, not only in her skills as a player, but also as a writer. There's not a single dull moment in her writing. There's always something different and interesting and creative happening. Her creativity has no limits. She almost never repeats herself. That thing where the second verse is completely different from the first, but you can still tell it's the same thing. It represents the same thing. That's very impressive writing. Akane is a drummer's drummer, but she's also everybody's drummer. What I mean by that is, to someone who's not familiar with the drums, she sounds very impressive, she is, but it's not impenetrable, it's not tedious or self-serving. She's always serving the music. You can always groove.
Very well said.
But when you do know what she's doing, your mind goes blank for a second, because she can write these incredibly intricate parts that are also beautiful. Recent example of that is in Influencer, the transition that goes from first chorus to the second verse, and that whole part afterwards with the cross sticks and everything. I think they call it the A melody. There's so much happening there. It's so fast. It's so different. And not different from the first verse, different from everything I ever heard from her. There's more music in those, 15 seconds than in 99.99% of all music ever recorded. And you can still dance to it. Then you see her playing live. Doesn't even look like she's doing anything that hard. She doesn't call attention to herself.
Because she's always smiling as well.
It's impossible. She hits very,
Yeah, it makes it
very,
look
very
easy.
hard with so little effort. She's so fast. She's so precise. But she's also expressive. There's feeling in her playing. And that's what music is, or should be, is taking your instrument and amplifying your emotions to touch people's hearts. Akane does that.
Well said.
She hits very hard with incredible speed and precision, but she's also putting herself, her feelings into her music. She's joy, she's happiness, fun to be around. She jokes around, she says random things, and her playing is also like that. Her drumming, her music is joyous, is happy, is pleasurable and surprising, and connects the songs. And she's constantly getting better at it, and that's very impressive.
Where do I even begin with Akane? Oh, I've tried covering her drums so many times. Never really got them right because they're so complex. She's definitely the hardest drummer I've ever tried to cover. The skills required alone are insane, but it's not only the skill, it also requires an insane amount of memory skills because she's constantly changing up her drum patterns, keeping things fresh. It never gets stagnant, but it's so hard to remember all the different little changes she makes. And somehow she's still able to smile through all of it while she's playing. She plays with so much power, so much energy, and perfectly complements all the other instruments around her. You can tell from what she's playing that she listens to her fellow bandmates and does what she can to accentuate their parts instead of just playing underneath them or playing over them. She gives the song exactly what it needs. Such a well-rounded drummer. Okay, I'll shut up now.
Once again, I've been telling you the story of someone who has been in love with music since forever and tried many instruments until she found the one that was perfect for her: drums.
And you can tell
Even though
someone's
she was
enjoying
alone in her
playing
club
music,
during
guys.
high
It does
school,
really make a
without
difference.
a drum kit to practice on at home, Akane did her best to learn the basics by herself and was able to join a music school and pursue her goal of becoming a professional musician. From a child who wanted to try everything but couldn't find the motivation to keep at it, to a truly passionate musician, Akane kept doing her best to live for and from music. Working at a music restaurant to end up playing drums there, joining Band-Maid with Konami and within this already incredible band, learning and evolving towards this image of a strong hard rock female drummer she always wanted to be associated with. Akane wanted to prove that gender has nothing to do with her drumming and how hard Band-Maid's music is, and we can all agree that she does this every time she hits her drums. No matter how difficult it was, No matter how many obstacles she faced, Akane destroyed everything in her way so she could achieve what makes her special as a person and a drummer.
Got me a little bit then. Emotional wise, that's really well said. And as I said, there's just something about seeing people do what they love, guys. It's just very lovely to see and very inspirational as well, you know. That was great, of course, again, because every episode of this documentary has been amazing. Amazing. Yeah, amazing, guys. Amazing. It also reminds me I need to check out a lot more of their music. Yeah, so so just to link it to Akane and everything like that, I used to play drums. It would have been ages 13 or 14 to about 19, I think. I only played for about 5 years. And I was very much like what was said about Akane, where I was like, I need to try that, and I try and pursue it, but like I've only recently realized this, but I have ADHD, so my focus is a bit all over the place, or it's 100%, or it's just anyway. But like with drums, when I was practicing, I was always like, I wish I knew this at the time. I'd find it very hard to practice without other music. I'd never practice without headphones. I'd always practice just with the drum kit and everything like that. And of course you got the rhythm, you got the percussion. But I needed those melodies to play off. So when I was in a band in school, like that was the times I enjoyed the most. Because it was very much adding to the experience and everything like that. So there's always been an element of me that's like, oh, what if I continued, you know, or if I carried on doing it. So seeing this with Akane, is very, very inspirational and very lovely to see as well. To think that, you know, she loved music. You could tell she loved music, but she was finding that instrument and everything like that, and she certainly found it. And to be honest, that speech at the end was so lovely because it was also being said over her just absolutely big smile, like huge energy and everything like that on stage. And that's something I've noticed from every live video I've checked out from Band-Maid so far. You can tell they love it, and it's a huge difference, guys, because there are musicians and stuff like that, which, yeah, the music's great, but you see them perform live and they're kind of going through the motions and everything like that. But, you know, you think how many times that these artists, these musicians, these bands rehearse, play their music and everything like that. You know, hundreds of times they play a song, and it is like muscle memory and stuff like that. But to really enjoy it, when, I don't know, you know, for example, with the I think the Domination clip was showed there, the live clip, which I checked out a lot. I don't know how many times she'd played that song at that stage, but it was almost like the way that she was encapsulating her performance and everything like that, and just enjoying playing, it was like she just nailed the song, and she was like, oh my god, I've nailed it, let me play it. But yet that was probably her 300th, 400th time playing that song. So to have that energy like that, you must really love music, and that's beautiful to see. Beautiful to see. She's an awesome drummer, and again, the lads in the video said it perfectly. She just makes it look absolutely easy, and it's not at all. At all. A lot of people say, you know, drums is one of the hardest, like, mainstream instruments to pick up and everything like that, and it is tough because the coordination aspect and everything like that. But I never used a double bass pedal. I never got to the stage where I was gonna use a double bass pedal. I would have loved to, but I would have struggled with it. So the fact that, you know, she took some time for her to practice with it and everything like that to get it nailed, and now you hear their music, you hear the hard rock music that they have. The drums are a huge factor, and the speed of the drums are a huge factor. Because it's one thing to do speed, but I think what's so great with Band-Maid is that I'm not personally a fan of music or songs where it's just, when it comes to rock or metal, where it's just one continuously quick speed throughout the whole song. I just kind of get lost a little bit, my attention and everything like that. But what's great with Band-Maid is that they play with a great speed, but there's ebbs and flows in the music and everything like that, and that's something I really enjoy about their music, and that's something that Akane shows in the drums as well, is that she plays with amazing speeds, but then there's times, just like it said in the video, where she lets Konami play on the guitar and everything like that. There's a Psyche moment and everything like that, and Misa on the bass, you know. So it was great. That was awesome to check out, and yeah, I was getting a little bit emotional at the end there. So yeah, I believe I know who's next, which is Misa, which I think when I did my first like reaction to Band-Maid, I got all these comments with people just repeating Misa, Misa, Misa like a chant. And I was like, what's Misa? What's Misa? You know? And then finding out the name, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. So I'm very much looking forward to checking out the Misa one. So thank you again, everybody checking this out with me. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Hit that like button if you did. That gave me a great idea. You want to see more Band-Maid on the channel. Of course, I will be really wanting to check out some of more of their music, but I want to get this documentary series done first, because I'm really enjoying it and everything like that, and I think it's going to give me even more appreciation for the music that I check out, even though I have checked out quite a few songs at this stage, but still I know there's plenty more. But yeah, really looking forward to more, and please subscribe, because of course the next episode, I'm trying to do these weekly at the moment, and there'll be plenty more on the way, and of course, like I said, I've had quite a journey already with Band-Maid. You can head over in the Band-Maid reactions playlist, check that out. I've forgotten how to speak. Hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day, morning, afternoon, night. Whenever you're watching this, please take care. Much love.